All right, let's dive into one of the most intense and honestly terrifying chapters in history, the French Revolution's Reign of Terror. We're talking about the period between 1793 and 1794, when the fight for liberty took a really dark turn, leading to a bloodbath that still fascinates and horrifies us today.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? What actually happens when a revolution, which starts with these amazing ideals of freedom and fairness, spirals out of control and starts attacking its own people? Well, we're about to find out. Just so you know, everything we're covering today is pulled straight from this text, which gives us a fantastic window into this chaotic time. So, let's get right into it. Okay, so picture this. King Louis XVI has been executed, and France is now at war with pretty much all its neighbors. Things are tense, and this is where the revolution enters its most violent phase. This period, from 1793 to 1794, is what we now call the Reign of Terror. Now, at the center of all this was a group called the Committee of Public Safety, and its leader was a man named Maximilien Robespierre. His argument was pretty extreme. To save the new republic from its enemies, they had to use a policy of severe control and punishment. Basically, he believed that terror was the only way to achieve a pure republic of virtue. So, who were these so-called enemies? Well, this is where it gets really scary. The definition became incredibly broad. At first, it was ex-nobles and clergy, but pretty soon it was members of other political parties, and eventually it was literally anyone who just disagreed with Robespierre's methods. A cloud of suspicion just fell over the entire country. So, how did he enforce all this? Well, Robespierre's government set up these special courts called revolutionary tribunals. Their one job was to quickly try, and almost always condemn, anyone even suspected of being an enemy of the revolution. And if the tribunal found you guilty, this was your fate. The guillotine. It became the most terrifying symbol of the whole revolution. They even nicknamed it the National Razor, because it was designed to be cold, efficient, and mechanical. It was truly the chilling centerpiece of the terror. So, you might be wondering, what was it actually like for a normal person to live through all this? Because the revolution wasn't just happening in the halls of power. Nope, it reached into every single part of daily life, from what you could buy at the market to how you said hello to your neighbor. The government took total control of the economy. They put a cap on how much you could earn and how much things could cost. Meat and bread were rationed. They even controlled the kind of bread people ate. No more expensive white flour. Instead, everyone, and I mean everyone, had to eat something called equality bread, a simple loaf made from whole wheat. This was total control. And get this, equality was even forced into the way people spoke. Those old formal titles, Monsieur for sir and Madame for madame, were totally banned. Instead, every French man and woman had to be called citoyenne and citoyenne, citizen. It was a wild attempt to literally erase the old class system from the language itself. The revolution also took aim at another huge power source, the Catholic Church. They saw it as an enemy of their new ideals, so churches all across the country were shut down. Their buildings were taken over by the state and turned into army barracks or government offices. But a system like this, one built entirely on fear and this level of intense control, well, it just couldn't last forever. It was unstable, and eventually it was going to turn on the very man who created it. And here's the turning point. Robespierre just pushed too hard. The constant executions, the paranoia, it started to exhaust everyone, including the people who were on his side at the beginning. His own supporters started to whisper that things had gone too far, that they needed moderation. And when the end came, it was shockingly fast. By July of 1794, Robespierre's own allies, now terrified that they might be next on the list, turned on him. He was arrested, convicted by a court, and in the ultimate twist of irony, he was sent to the guillotine the very next day. The architect of the terror was executed by his own machine. His death was the event that broke the fever. With Robespierre gone, the mass executions stopped, the extreme policies ended, and this incredibly violent chapter of the French Revolution finally closed. So we're left with this big question. Why is it so important to remember this dark chapter? Well, the Reign of Terror is this powerful cautionary tale. It shows us how the passionate pursuit of good ideals, when mixed with extremism and fear, can actually create a new kind of tyranny. It really makes us ask, where is the line between revolution and revenge?